Any other old business this evening? Mrs. Henderson?
I'm glad to hear that there'll be some changes to the deer legislation so that it can come in effect. I had some misgivings about this, and in that last year was the first time. You know, it's good that we can improve on it to allow it, but it seems to me, from a layman's point of view, it hasn't really altered the deer population. I mean, it seems like it's such a problem in the Brewer Heights and Maple Orchard area. On Allen Avenue, you watch them come across Allen Avenue and go to St. Margaret's Cemetery and all that, and they're just thick as all get out. But what I'm also noticing an increase in population are coyotes. And we've got this favorite coyote in the ravine on Sewer Road, and there was a pack of pups that was born probably about March, and we've really watched this whole pack of coyotes grow up, spread out over all that end of town. And that coyote, darn it, if he doesn't have a path, then I know that when my dogs smell him coming, they run to the back door of the house to run in. And everybody knows him, and he crosses the ravine up across Maple Orchard Drive and goes into Adina Memorial. And it's almost like we're getting to the point where we have names for some of these coyotes. And you don't want your small animals out, and they are definitely living well. And there's not a whole lot of rabbits in the neighborhood anymore, so I would say they're feeding on the small game there. But I will certainly vote in the affirmative if we can get that emergency language on there and give it another try. But as our city expands and man goes and encroaches on their environment there, it's just that to me, the deer don't worry me as much. I mean, I'm feeding the deer shrubbery, raspberry plants, gladiolas. They've eaten it down pretty much, but the coyotes are worrisome. So I don't know what ODNR can do to help us out, but they've been seen in the city limits even more.
Mm-hmm. Any other old business this evening?
President Schultz, I might suggest that you can use traps for the coyotes, and that may help.
Yep. Okay.
It's worth a try.
All right. Any other old business? All right. Mr. Folsom, any petitions or correspondence?
Yes, Mr. President. If you'll give me just a second.
Okay.
We did receive a notice from the Ohio Department of Liquor Control, Division of Liquor Control, of the issuance of permit to Certified Oil Corporation, DBA Certified Oil 430 or 483 at 825 North Bridge Street. And that's all I have, Mr. President.
All right. New business. Mr. Trutchell.
Thank you, President Schultz. I'd like to make a motion to approve the mayor's appointment of Robert Harris to the Parks and Recreation Board.
Yeah.
Robert will replace Ralph Branson, who passed away in office, and Ralph is a tremendous. I told Bob, I said, you got some awful large shoes to fill here. And but Robert is a very good individual. He's worked in several organizations and he's very energetic, and he's a tremendous asset in addition to the Parks and Rec Board. Thank you. Make that motion.
Second. Mrs. Malone, second that. Okay. Roll call.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Trutchell.
Yes.
All right. And that is approved. Any other new business this evening? All right. Committee assignments and meeting dates. We've been busy since our last meeting. Committee assignments, quite a few. Number 339 to Parks and Recreation to authorize the hours from one summer help employee to be used for another. 340 Finance to authorize a 5-year lease purchase agreement for new software and maintenance. 341 Finance appropriate $24,163.74 for purchase of server and antivirus, including installation. 342 Finance appropriate $11,138.38 to replace computers in the auditor's office. 343 to Finance appropriate $5,000 for tornado sirens, and you heard that's been reported out of committee. 344, utilities, consider removing 50% surcharge for water purchased by residents not living in the city. 345, human resources, amend ordinance 90-07 to show pay rate at minimum wage. 346, to finance, accept the Edward Byrne grant to purchase a new dispatch console and appropriate the balance needed of $29.35. 347, finance, appropriate $3,750 to purchase 2 automated external defibrillators for the administration building and municipal court building. 348, development, to authorize transit to apply for annual funding and authorize administration to apply for 2010 grants and permit purchase of vehicles under state contract in 2010. 349, finance, appropriate $3,025 to pay for the feasibility study work for administrative building by Dan Marsh Architect. 350, finance, authorize tax levies for 2010. 351, finance, appropriate funds to hire 6 temporary employees in service department to help with leaf collection. 352, Parks and Recreation, to accept a donation from Sam's Club. 353, Human Resources, amend ordinance 35-09 to replace the last sentence in section 2 stating the position will not be entitled to health care benefits. 354, City Services, authorize administration to auction excess surplus property. 355, Finance, authorize transfer of funds between salary and fringes for the remainder of 2009. 356, Human Resources, reclassify engineering secretary to job title and pay. 357, Safety Services, accept and appropriate $5,200 rebate check to purchase a new Furno cot for medic number 3. 358, Engineering, authorize agreement with ODOT to pave Route 50 within city limits. 359, Safety Services, adopt legislation prohibiting the obstruction of fire hydrants within the city. 360, City Services, to authorize 2 handicap parking spaces in front of the library on South Paint Street. And 361, Engineering, authorize acquisition of parcels to facilitate the relocation of North Plaza Boulevard. And as you've heard this evening, there will be not only a review session, but most likely a special meeting on Tuesday evening rather than Monday at 6:30. The reason being Tuesday was the people that doing the computer presentation are only able to be here Tuesday. So look forward to the notice for that special meeting and be prepared for that review session to get a demonstration of the new computer system. With that, gets us to legislation for this evening. Item number 1.
Second reading of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a no-cost contract with National Church Residencies to provide service coordinator services and declaring emergency. Second reading.
Number 2.
Second reading of an ordinance amending section 521.165 of the codified ordinances of the city of Chillicothe, Ohio. Second reading.
Number 3.
First reading of an ordinance allowing the city auditor to transfer appropriated dollars between salaries and fringes within funds only if needed on an emergency basis for the remainder of the year 2009 and declaring emergency. First reading.
Mrs. Henderson.
I move to waive the 3-read rule.
Thank you. Second by Mr. Cross. Roll call on the motion.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Trutchell.
Yes.
And that motion did pass.